Alright everyone, it's Otsutsuki here, and welcome back to another vid. I'm sorry. Let me explain to you guys what happened yesterday and earlier today that made me not able to go on a video. You see, my parent got this type of weird spicy teriyaki chicken. I ate it, and I ended up, I only had like 2 pieces. I ended up, I end up guzzling 2 gallons of white milk. Then I ended up guzzling 2 gallons of chocolate milk. Then I ended up guzzling 1 gallon of strawberry milk, and my mouth was still on fire. They had some sort of strange Cajun seasoning on it. And so I stayed in bed for the entire day. And then, this morning, I didn't learn my lesson. I had some more. However, it's fixed. It's now, so I can get on to more what ifs. As this is one of my 3 last new ones. Yes, I changed my mind. It is not one of 2. It is one of 3, because my third one, my final one, my final new one is a what if deku, and you can't do crap about it. Understand? So, oh, the what if Deku? I'm keeping that as a surprise. All you have to guess what it is. All I'm gonna tell you is it's gonna be OP. Like, he is going to be so OP that you can't even tell what he even is. As pretty much we get into the Naruto what if right now, as it was 3v2. Sorry. I went into the comments, it was 3v2, so yeah. As anywho, our story begins long ago with. Oh god. Sorry. Those were pictures for the other Naruto what if I'm working on. It's pretty much Naruto's parents. This is Kushina, and that is Minato. Yes, Minato is also known as Dragon God Be- Baphomet, Baphomet, uh, Biff, hey, Baphomet. I know it's the name of the icon of sin. I know it is. I just can't pronounce it. As Kushina looks like this. Kushina, vampire goddess, and Minato, dragon god. As pretty much the two who live on one planet. A single planet, of course, with their entire species. As basically, they then decide on something, as their two kinds have been at wars for quite a long while. As these vampires are, well, enhanced. What do I mean by that? The fastest they could go is the speed of, and the slowest they could go if they were trying to use speed, but were still trying to go slow, is the speed of thought. Sorry, my brother is farting. Quit it, you idiot. As anywho, ew. But yeah, basically they're enhanced fast types of vampires, as Minato is in a race of dragon gods. Is in a race of dragons. As he is a dragon god, which has a humanoid form. And 4 arms. As pretty much, yeah, Minato would be walking. Anyways, Minato and Kushina would begin dating as the heir to, as it was basically a peace treaty. Now the two, of course, would fall in love and have Naruto. As Naruto would look like a human, would look like a pale, and would look like a vampire at first, as he would have sharp fangs and and basically like reptilian slit eyes, as then they would see scales on him and golden horn or golden nubs. As he would also have some scales on his back, his shoulders, and his ribs, and on his face. Pretty much also on his legs to the top of his thighs. And from his feet to the top of his thighs. As yeah, Naruto pretty much looks like that. As he is a new being, a new species. He is the first time. Basically, this is the first time a hybrid of the two has ever been created. As for centuries, they had been trying to create. As for centuries, the two species have been at war. However, Naruto, kind of existing, just ended the war. Pretty much. As then, well, since their planet is in peace, they can actually go back to talking to neighboring planets and to the species of neighboring planets and, forming alliances. As, well, they basically, they then see two boys, and they then see two men. Well, no. As pretty much Naruto's mother and his father, along with Naruto, pretty much enter a sort of spaceship. As I know they can teleport, but hey, what's wrong with spaceships? Yes, they can teleport. Minato can allows them to teleport because he's a dragon, and Naruto, when he gets the hang of it, will be able to teleport. As Naruto pretty much is insanely I'm OP. As, hold on. As, well, Minato would pretty much, how can I explain this? Minato and his kids would arrive on a planet where there were four people awaiting them. As one of them would be known as Nala, as Nala would be the queen of this world. As then there would be a king named Talos. As then there would be two elders on the planet behind them. These two elders basically are the strongest and most powerful beings on the planet and possibly in existence. As these two beings are known as Isshiki and Kane. As Isshiki as Isshiki and Kane are brothers, but that's besides the point. as Nala and Talos have one child with them. As this child is, well, let me just. Basically, she looks like this. As she's in a small princess's outfit with her third eye closed. And, well, her hair is a bit short. Pretty much, her hair only goes up to the bottom of her neck right now. As she then says, "Hello, who are you?" As Naruto would say, "My name is Naruto. You?" As she would then say, "Kaguya. Kaguya Otsutsuki. So you're the son of my parents' friends?" As she'd then say, "Yeah." "And you're the daughter of my parents' friends?" As she'd say, "Yeah." Do you like animals?" As Naruto would then say, "Sure." As she'd then say, "Come over here. There's something I want to show you." As she would then rush him over to her bedroom. As she would then. Hold on. As Kaguya would then say, "This is my pet, his name is Shinju." As she would basically be holding the adorable Ten Tails and say, "Do you want to pet him?" As Naruto would just then say, "He's adorable." As he would be petting the Ten Tails. As Kaguya would then say, "Yeah, he's an adorable little guy, huh?" As Naruto and Kaguya would really hit it off. They'd become best friends. As Naruto would basically ask his parents if he could stay and if he could come over every now and then. As this had been going on for about a week and a half. As Naruto and Kaguya would be walking around and they would hear a young male Otsutsuki as he'd say, "Hey Kaguya, over here." As Kaguya would then say, "Oh no, not him." As Naruto would then say, "Who's he? Who's, oh no, not him." She'd then say, "Isshiki, what do you want?" As an Otsutsuki with a small horn going around his, well, a small Otsutsuki with not really a horn, just a loop going around half of his head, as his horn had not fully formed yet. As he then said, "Kaguya, why, there you are. And who's this loser?" As she'd then say, "Go away, Isshiki, he's my friend. His name's Naruto. He's from off-world." As then Isshiki would then say, "An off-worlder? Do your parents know about this?" She would then say, "Of course they do. In fact, his parents are are one of their old war friends, as they allow him to come here." As Isshiki would then say, "Darn it." As Isshiki would then say, "Why don't you come over here and talk to me, huh? I got you flowers." As she'd say, Go away, Isshiki. You're not. My answer is still the same. No." As Isshiki would then say, "Whatever." You'll be my girlfriend one way or another. I just gotta beat this dweeb to a pulp. As Isshiki would then say, like this, as he would come flying at Naruto. As Naruto would then say, huh? As he would use his vampiric blood magic to create a shield around him and to create a staff, as he would basically block Ishiki's punch and then hit him in the head and his. I do not like saying the actual name, so I'm gonna just say he hit Isshiki in the family jewels. As Isshiki would then say, "Why?" As he'd fall over and cry. As then Kaguya would then say, "That's what you get, Isshiki. For trying to date me. And that's what you get, Isshiki, for trying to attack Naruto." As Isshiki would then say, one of these days I'll get you to date me. You hear that?" As she'd say, yeah, one of these days. Ugh. Can you believe that, Naruto-kun? As Naruto would then say, "What is that guy's deal?" As, well, shortly after that, Naruto would be sent home, as this would be going on for about 18 months, as Kaguya and Naruto had become basically best friends. And the king of the Otsutsuki, Talus, had even arranged, and his wife Nala actually agreed on this, for an arranged marriage for when they were older. Or at least that was the plan. As one night, fire broke out. Well, one night, something unexpected happened. As Minato would say, "Huh? Quickly, safety, now!" As he would grab his son and wife, he'd say, "There's no time to explain. We have to get off. We have to leave now." As he would pretty much bring his son and wife to to as sorry, my brother just interrupted. As sorry, as in, well, as Naruto would have said, sorry, as Naruto would have then said, "What's wrong, Dad?" "What is wrong, Dad?" As Minato would say, "The world. We have war breaking out. We have a solution, but I'm gonna get you and your mom to safety first, okay?" As Minato would basically be holding his son, and would be holding his son's hand as he'd be holding his wife's hand, as he'd say, "Hurry." As they would reach a sort of freezing and a sort of stasis area, a containment area, if you will. But it was not. But it was more such used for emergencies. However, it was secret and only Minato, his wife, and his son knew about it. As Minato would say, "Come on, son. Alright, guys, get in." As then a big dragon who looked like, hold on, let me get a photo. Darn it. Did I freaking lose it? No. Yeah. A big dragon that looked like this would say, "Die!" As he would grab Kushina out of the stasis. As he would have just been the only one following them. As Minato and Kushina would be fighting against this guy. Now, this guy had used dark forces to get himself stronger than Minato. As pretty much Minato would have said, freeze field now. As Naruto would have basically been frozen in time. As then Naruto, whose parents would then be fighting against the dragon. As then he would say, "Die," and as they would basically be in battle, as Naruto's parents would win, but at a cost. As yes, they defeated him, but the war still raged on. As Minato would say, as then Kushina would say, "Are you sure about this? He needs us. He needs us to guide him. He needs help." As then Naruto would have, and as Minato would have then said, "Yes, but help or not. Help, but how can I explain this to you? It is his destiny to be king, and kings are not always pampered. Hell, if there's even a civilization left on this world, he will be the one to rule it. And it's the only way." As Minato and Kushina, and as Kushina would then say, "Fine." As Minato would have then activated a sort of protocol, as in a ginormous laser would have wiped over the entire planet, turning everyone into bones. As there was nothing left. Except Naruto, that is. As Naruto would awaken. Well, not really awaken, as Naruto would be frozen in time for many, 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 many years. As it seemed like Naruto would have been there forever. And would be there forever. As then, well, something would have happened. Naruto would have sort of halfway woken up, as his energy would then power something, a secondary protocol for if Naruto ever woke up. As Naruto would basically have been launched in a sort of pod all the way down to a random planet known as Earth. Now you may be asking, why wasn't it set to go to the Otsutsuki world? Well, the Otsutsuki were close friends of the royal family, and they didn't. Hold on, my brother just farted. Let me slap him. Alright, I just slapped him. Now, back to the what if. As Naruto would basically, the Otsutsuki world being friends with the royal family would, if they were to take Naruto in, they would become targets of the war. However, they did not know that there was no one left. Of course, when they planned this, so he would have been sent to the Earth instead, or as they called it, a random planet located in the Milky Way galaxy. Near Nova 13. Near Nova 13-2B. Or their sun. And or what we call the sun. As Naruto would have been sent and hurtling towards the earth. As this would have been basically Naruto would have been hurtling towards the earth right around the time of, well, Kaguya battling Hagoromo and Hamura. Just as they were battling, Kaguya would notice something familiar, something old, something she missed many years ago. As Kaguya would basically look and see what appeared to be a meteor hitting the Earth, as she would then pretty much use her Byakugan to look and see what it was, because she did not want to destroy the Earth, because, if everyone was dead, her chakra would be gone too. And then there would be no possible outcome of peace. As she would have then said, I need to see what that thing is. As she would have used her Byakugan to look closer, as she would then see it was not a meteor, but a escape pod. As she would say, is it none? Is not. Is it some sort of random species? As she would then be looking at the pod while fighting. As she would then notice something. Something which would catch her off guard and allow her two sons to overpower her. As they would then seal her. As she would notice a royal family crest. Now this family crest would have been a dragon, basically a dragon head and two katanas. A dragon head and two swords. Swords with blood dripping on them. As this crest would have been Naruto's family crest. As she would have then said, wait a minute, is that Naruto? As she would have been thinking this, as she would say this in her mind, as then her sons would overpower her. As she would then say, damn. Now, of course, she would actually yell out in rage, as she would be a lot more angrier than in canon for her sons doing this to her. As she would then say, damn, 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 damn you both straight to the infernal pit of hell. I hate you. Oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. As she would then create two killing ash bones, as she would try to fight against her sons, but she would be sealed away, as then they would create the moon and just launch it away. As they would then notice, as while they were fighting, the what they thought to be a meteor would crash a couple thousand miles away. As they would think, we'll see, we'll look at it later. But they would never, but later would never come, as they would forget all about it. Well, these two would forget all about it. As Kaguya, on the other hand, would have said, no, 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 no. Is it possible? No, it can't be. But what if it is? As she would be basically talking to herself, saying, no, it couldn't be possible, but maybe it is. No, yes, no. As she would be basically fighting with herself. As she would say, is it really possible for Naruto-kun to be alive? As thousands of years passed, as pretty much the pod would be old and rusty. As Kaguya would have told Zetsu to watch over the pod, and as Kaguya would have told Zetsu to build the Akatsuki base near near where the crash site was. As she would not say crash site, but she would just say this area. As he would wonder why she wanted that area specifically. Maybe it's because the Ghetto Mazu is there? No, it's summonable, so it would be able to transport. And so it would be able to be transported. And she would then say, and as he would then say, well, what mother wants is what mother wants. As pretty much one night, while everyone was asleep, someone would be walking, basically have been on a walk. As this person would have been in and as this person would have been Sasuke. But basically young Sasuke. 4-year-old Sasuke. I'm 5-year-old Sasuke, as Naruto is basically 5 to 6 right now. Well, his body is that of a 5 to 6-year-old. His mindset, that of a 600-year-old, of a 500 to 600-year-old, as in reality, he is over thousands of years old, maybe even billions. And he is extremely old because of how long he was frozen. As Sasuke would be just, walking out. As he would have run away from the village in his sadness. As this would be the night of the Uchiha massacre. As Naruto would have Sasuke would pretty much be walking by, as he would just be looking at the stars, as he would then kick what he thought to be just a random pile of stones. As then the random pile of stones would fall over. As then he would see an old ancient pod, or what appeared to be a capsule of some sort. As he would then say, whoa. As he would then touch it with chakra, and as he would use his chakra. As of course, all human chakra divide diverges from Kaguya, as pretty much they would have set the capsule to only open if Kaguya or anyone with Kaguya's bloodline were to touch it, or anyone with Kaguya's chakra were to touch it. As in, but Naruto, of course, he does not know this. As pretty much Sasuke would have just touched the pod, as it would then open, as then pretty much it would glow, as it would glow blue and yellow, as then it would basically slide open, like a butterfly door. Sorry, like a sarcophagus. As then Sasuke would then see a boy inside, as he then saw this. He then said, "Who are you?" As Naruto would then say, "I'm Naruto. I'm Naruto Inagi." As yes, Minato would have been part of a dragon clan called the Inagi. I'm of a family bloodline called the Inagi. As Naruto would have went by his father's last name, as he said, "My name is Naruto Inagi. Who are you?" As Sasuke would then say, "Sasuke Uchiha." As Naruto would have wondered, "Where am I?" As Sasuke would have told him all about the earth and basically all about chakra. As he'd then say, "What planet are we on?" As Sasuke would look at him puzzled and say, Earth? As Naruto would then say, "Earth. Strange." As he would look up at the sky and say, "The stars are beautiful. How can you see them? How is it that this planet's atmosphere allows us to see them?" As then Sasuke would say, That's just the night sky. It's always like that." As then Naruto says, "What's night?" As then Sasuke would have said, "I get a feeling that you aren't around from here. You aren't from around here." As then Naruto would say, "You're very correct on that." Now, pretty much Naruto would look up at the moon and say, "What is that thing?" As then Sasuke would say, that's the moon." As Naruto would feel a overwhelming presence of enlightenment and happiness, as he would then just smile, as he would then say, "I feel so at peace. Come, sit." As he would basically slap his and pat his hand on the ground and ask for Sasuke to sit near him. As Sasuke would just say, "It's beautiful, huh? You like the night sky?" As Naruto would then say, "No, not the night sky. That thing." As he'd point at the moon and he'd say, "What is it called?" As Sasuke would then say, "That is called the moon." As then Naruto would say, "Moon, ma-un, me-un, me-un, moon. I like it. Moon, mayan. I like it. The moon." So, is it always there? As Sasuke would then say, pretty much, it's always in the night sky. As we go to Kaguya's point of view, she would basically be looking from the seal. And she would then say, I was right. That was a royal family pod. And inside, Naruto-kun. As she would basically be smiling and giving off this enlightening aura, which, of course, was the same aura that was making Naruto happy. And she would then say, I need to get out of here now. Now. As she would be slamming against the seal and say, I need to get out of here now. As well, she would have said, I just gotta wait for Zetsu to do that, to get those to get the 9 Biju, and then I'll be able to be free. Yes. And then I'll be actually able to see my husband, and to see the one who's supposed to be my husband, and not that filthy hog, Isshiki. As we go to the Otsutsuki world, as Isshiki is sitting in it, is basically, no, not on the Otsutsuki world, as we go into a cave hidden deep, deep, deep underground, where Jigen is meditating, trying to hold Isshiki at bay. As Isshiki then says, why do I feel like I just got uh, ver- verbally burned? As then Jigen would, as he'd then say, As we go back to Kaguya, as she would then say, I gotta get out of here. I cannot wait any longer. As she would lick her lips in anticipation, as we go back to Naruto. As Sasuke would have said, I came out here for a lone time because I'm out here in rage at my brother, but then I met you. So what's your and so where are you from? Naruto and Nagi? As Naruto would then say, I guess where we are right now, you could say I'm from far, 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 far beyond the stars. As where I'm from, there's basically, there was an entire civilization of powerful beings. My kind. My mother and father were the rulers of this beautiful world. But they were killed. They were killed protecting me. And I guess they must have shot me away to this planet. As Sasuke then say, how about this? Since you don't really have any family left, no one to trust, no one to talk to, how about you live with me? I could be like your brother. As then Naruto would say, what's a brother? As Sasuke would then say, a brother is a person who's supposed to care for you, treat you nicely, understand you, like that. As then Naruto would say, Huh. I would like to have you as my brother then. As Naruto would then basically hug Sasuke and say, "This is nice. What is this called?" As Sasuke would say, "That is called a hug. Don't worry, I'll help you a lot. Just ask me if you have any questions about something new." As Naruto would then say, "Okay." As we skip to the age of 9, and we skip to the age of 14. Well, no, we skip to the age of 9, 8. As Naruto and Sasuke would basically have been like brothers. As Naruto and Sasuke would each go to the same class, the same school, as and at the same time, as Naruto would pretty much have been at his old Naruto would pretty much be at the academy with Sasuke, as then he would be walking in with a hoodie on, as then he would be overwhelmed by many, many, many fangirls, as then they all say, "Naruto, Naruto, Naruto, come over here. Naruto, wanna go on a date with me? Naruto, do you like my hair?" As they'd be complimenting him, asking him questions, and of course wanting to date him. And Sasuke then say, "Please stay away from my brother. Please stay away from my brother. I don't want to hurt you." As then the girls would say, "Ch, gugh, curse you, Sasuke." As Sasuke would then say, "Whatever, weird fangirls." As he then pick up Naruto and say, "Are you okay, bro?" As Naruto would then say, "Yeah, I'm fine, Sasuke." As Naruto would basically be looking at an old picture, which would be this. As he would be looking at it in a sort of locket on his neck. As Sasuke would then say, "Huh? Who's that picture? Huh? Who's that?" I mean, I ask you this all the time, but you never give me a straight answer. So who's that in the locket? And who's that picture of in that locket? As then Naruto would say, "Fine, since you kinda are my brother, I'll tell you. The person in that locket is an old friend of mine. Many years ago, before I came to Earth, before I even know that it existed, before my parents were attacked and any of that, I had a friend. Her name was Kaguya. She was nice, kind, fair, and beautiful. She was a princess of another species, but we were friends. And then, well, we liked each other so much that her parents actually agreed to set up an arranged marriage for us when we were a bit older. However, it was not meant to be. However, something happened. Fire. My world was shifted into war. and I was frozen in time. She's either an she probably is a grandmother with. She probably already has children with that Isshiki guy. As Sasuke then say, Isshiki, as he then say, oh, a punk who wanted to date her. Or when I was younger, as in Sasuke would say, ah. As then Naruto would say, got it, bro. And as Sasuke would then say, got it, bro. As pretty much Naruto would be out training and would then basically he'd say, now, wanna go on a training trip with me? As he'd say, for how long? As Sasuke and as Naruto would then say, about a month. About a week. As Sasuke would say, fine, but let's go to the Hokage first. As they would, the third Hokage would say, fine. As the two would go out for a week. A week. As Naruto would be basically training with Sasuke, and then they would meet someone, and then something unexpected would happen. As they would see, as pretty much Naruto would be knocked unconscious by a person who had red energy coursing all around them. As this guy would have been named Nagato Uzumaki. As yes, in this I'm making Nagato Tails Jinchuriki. If you don't like it, well then you don't like it. Because there's no changing it. As Nagato would then say, I'm sorry. Well, no, he wouldn't. As Nagato could barely control himself. As Kurama, as he would then basically clap, and he'd basically use his Nine Tails chakra to knock out Naruto and leave him badly bruised and hurt. As Naruto would be in his mindscape. As he would say, so this must be my mind or consciousness? Weird. As then he would hear a familiar voice behind him. As it would then say, hello, Naruto-kun. As he would turn around, and that is where I'm leaving this off. Over 30 likes. No, over 15 likes and 100. Over 15 likes and 100 views by tomorrow morning, and I'll make a part 2. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace out.